But let's go stateside now, because we're really looking down the barrel of a big week in terms of US earnings, US tech earnings. One of those companies is Microsoft, which you're going to dig into today. What's going on there in terms of the company at the moment, where it sits fundamentally, and also how the charts stack up at the moment?
Yes, you're right, Carl. We are going to have an overwhelming week in terms of the earnings that we have almost all the fund group, the big tech mega capital business are going to report. And out of them, Microsoft will lead the fund group to report their earnings, which is their Q4 earnings for later tonight. So probably let's starting from what the expectation here for the Microsoft. So at this stage, I think the investors to the market is holding quite a reasonable expectation in terms of revenue is about 13% up from previous year. Earnings per share is 6% up, which is pretty similar to the level in previous quarter. I believe the expectation here is based on the fact that the Microsoft revenue will be boosted quite largely by the booming demand for the cloud services, which has already generated about more than 1/3 of the Microsoft's revenue. And plus, if you do a comparison, if looking at the bottom left chart here, I do a comparison in between the Google, Amazon, and the Microsoft. Microsoft's growth rate in terms of the getting into the cloud services has actually outpaced these two strong competitors with a 46% annual increase in terms of revenue wise. So this has definitely boosted quite a big confidence among the Microsoft's shareholders, because given that even the recession might have a risk to get into affect the economy in the US or global wise, but I think the overall the trend that business or company that migrating into the cloud services to reduce the cost, to make it more efficient for remote working, I think the overall the trend won't change by the recession or economy talk. So that is probably would be the strong tailwind for the Microsoft for the next couple of years time. So given that point of view, you can see that the share price for Microsoft actually has been underperformed for the past 6 months. Looking at the chart, is clearly the price has been declined since the early days of the year, and now it's having dropping about 22%. It's not the worst if you compare to the other fund groups, like Amazon has been dropping about 28%, Google has been dropping about 25%. It's probably on the average level compared to the other big fund groups. But overall, if you're looking for the earnings per share, that Microsoft is still one of the best performer out of the other 4 tech companies. So for myself, I do have quite strong faith or confidence in the Microsoft in the near term. And I believe that when the tide change, this will be the companies, this will be one of the first companies to overturn the current downtrend. But purely from the near term wise, if you're looking for the charts, I think the $270 will be quite a significant level for the shareholder to look at. What will the earnings tonight to help the Microsoft to get over this stage? The $270 level, which is showing as a strong support, which I highlight the 3 little circle here, which was quite strong support and now turning into a resistance level at this stage. So if the price get managed to overcome this level, that probably was showing a near term of the bounce for Microsoft. But for a longer term, if we're looking for Microsoft to overturn its current bear momentum, we'll probably have it looking into a resistance level on the upper boundary of this tunnel, which will roughly sitting about 270 to 80 level. And at that stage, that probably a more convincing bottom out can be expected.